All right. So when I got married, my leg was broken. That's important. Remember it for later because you're going to need to know that. So one of the first nights that me and my wife were married, something interesting that happened. The way that night started out is we had some potato soup, and I remember them like it being really chunky, and so there must have been a lot of potatoes that were used in the soup. But anyways, we finished our potato soup, and then my wife asked me, my new wife, she's like, "Do you want to watch a movie?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And so she's like, "Okay, let's watch this movie called The Autopsy of Jane Doe." And it was a scary movie. Now, scary movies sometimes made me kind of nervous when I watched them, but she wanted to watch it, so I'd watch it with her. And I didn't know how much she loved them at the time. Well, we watched the movie, and sure enough, it was pretty scary. So the autopsy of Jane Doe is they find a witch's body in the ground, and they're cutting her open. They're giving her an autopsy. An autopsy is when you just see if somebody died, like see why they died. So you look in their body for all the things. And so she's on like this like metal table, and they have like knives and stuff all over it and everything. And so they go through, and there's other cadavers. And cadaver is just a fancy word for dead bodies. And the cadavers that were, you know, those drawers, you pull them out, and the cadavers like in there with like a blanket over them or whatever. So there's these cadavers, and there was like men and women cadavers. There's all the creepy things. The only thing that wasn't in there was creepy babies. Besides that, everything else was in there. And so like I was getting more and more scared, and I was getting, oh gosh. And I wanted to turn the light on and turn the TV off. But when I turned to ask my wife, she's already asleep. Dead asleep. So I was just looking, and I really wanted to turn the lights on so bad, but I couldn't because my leg was broken. Remember? So my leg's busted. So I had to sit and just finish. I was trapped watching the movie, and then the TV screen was just blue, and I just sat there in the dark until I fell asleep. And that was one of the first nights I was married.